Good morning, students. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll discuss phase rule. Okay. So before we discuss phase rule, please subscribe my channel. Please like my channel and follow me. Okay. Now today we'll discuss phase rule. What is phase rule? Then what are the phases, components, etc. And what are the systems? Okay. So all the things we'll discuss in the phase rule. Okay. Now, what is phase rule? So, phase rule is a relation between the number of phases, number of components, and the number of variable parameters present in a system, in a heterogeneous system. Okay, so it is a relation between the number of components, number of phases, and number of variable parameters in a heterogeneous system. So this was given by Gibbs, Willard Gibbs in 1876. Okay. So phase rule. So it is a relation. It is a relation between number of phases, number of components, and number of variable parameters, variable parameters in a heterogeneous system, in a heterogeneous system, in a heterogeneous system. So phase rule is a relation between the number of phases, number of components, and number of variable parameters in a heterogeneous system, So if you say the number of phases, so number of phases is represented by P, number of phases, and number of components is represented by C, number of components is represented by C, and a number of variable parameters is equal to number of parameters is F. So number of variable parameters. Okay. So this is your F. So this gives a relation between P, C, and F. So what is the relation? So F is equal to C minus P plus 2. C minus P plus 2. So here we write F is equal to C minus P plus 2. So this is the phase rule. So 2 is here constant. 2 is kept constant. So here F is the number of variable parameters. So like your maybe temperature, maybe your pressure. Okay. So it is the number of variables. Number of components means what is the component of the system? Like you suppose you are taking a water system or sulfur system, or any eutectic mixture like bismuth, cadmium. So these are the component. So which component is present in the system? So this is the relation between number of phases, number of variable parameters, components, and a number of phases. So phases, you know, there are three phases: solid phase, liquid phase, and gaseous phase. So if what are the number of phases? So if you put all these things in this equation, you will get the other things. Okay, if any two is known, then other things is known. So this equation is very useful. So this was given by Willard Gibbs in 1876. So this was given by it was given by Willard Gibbs. Willard Gibbs in 1876. So this relation was given by Willard in 1876. Okay. So these are the relations. So using, if number of components is 1 and the number of phases is 1, then F is equal to how much? F is equal to 2. So we have to find what are the number of components and number of phases. So if C is equal to 1, if C equal to 1 and P equal to 1, then F is equal to 2. Okay. If C is equal to 1 and P is equal to 1, then F is equal to 2. F becomes 2. Now we discuss what do you mean by phase. So before that, I will tell you, F has another name. F is also known as degree of freedom. F is known as degree of freedom. Degree of freedom. So this is another name, degree of freedom, or we said number of variables. This is same as number of variables. So this is degrees of freedom or number of variables. Okay. So anything you can use. It is mostly used to degrees of freedom. Number of variables are less used, but it is the variables are taken. Okay. For degrees of freedom, the variables are taken. So that's why you should know what is F. F is degrees of freedom or number of variables. Same thing. Okay. Now we will discuss about phase. So what is phase? A phase is that part of the system that is physically and chemically uniform throughout the phase. So a phase, what is phase? A phase is that part of the system which is physically and chemically uniform throughout, which is physically and chemically uniform. Okay, now let us discuss what is also another definition of phase. So phase is defined. So let us discuss another types of definition. Say phase is defined. If phase is defined as an homogeneous and physically distinct part of a system. Physically homogeneous and physically distinct part of a system which is separated from other parts of the system by a definite surface boundary. So if phase is also defined as the homogeneous and physically distinct, that means distinct अलग, distinct part of the system which is different from other parts which is different from other parts of the system by definite surface boundary. Okay, by definite surface boundary. So a phase is also defined as the homogeneous. So the phase is a homogeneous throughout. Phase is homogeneous throughout the system. So phase is homogeneous throughout. So phase is homogeneous throughout and physically distinct. Homogeneous मतलब पूरा equally mixing, ठीक है? Equally mixing हुआ है. So it is homogeneous and physically distinct. पूरा अलग है. So physically you can see the phase physically, ठीक है? Different phase can be seen differently. So physically distinct part of the system which is different from other parts of the system. So एक phase दूसरे phase से अलग है. Different parts of the systems by definite surface boundary. उनके बीच में कोई surface boundary भी है. Okay, by definite surface boundary. उनके बीच में एक surface boundary भी है. So यहाँ पे अगर हम लोग ऐसे एक एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं, यहाँ पे अगर सॉलिड लिख दिया हमने, तो यहाँ पे लिक्विड लिख दिया. So we know the phases. We have 3 phases generally 3 phases: solid, liquid and gaseous. 3 phases है, generally 3 phases है. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम लोग एक सिस्टम कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे सॉलिड फेज, ये वाला सॉलिड फेज है, तो ये वाला एरिया है सॉलिड का, पकड़ लो, एंड ये वाला लिक्विड है, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे सिस्टम बाउंड्री है, ठीक है, ये वाला इसका बाउंड्री, ठीक है. तो ये चीज़ आपका बाउंड्री. तो यहाँ पे बाउंड्री है और सॉलिड लिक्विड अलग है. तो दूसरा एग्जांपल हम लोग ले सकते हैं. एक जो आप लोग देखिएगा बर्फ जो होता है वाटर के ऊपर, मतलब जहाँ पे जो मतलब जो एरिया में बर्फ गिरता है, जहाँ पे नदी में बर्फ गिरता है, तो क्या होता है, तो नदी जो बर्फ क्या होता है वाटर के ऊपर तैरता रहता है, पानी के ऊपर तैरता रहता है. तो मतलब यहाँ पे एक सिस्टम बाउंड्री है. तो मतलब वाटर और बर्फ के बीच में कोई एक कॉमन बाउंड्री है जिसके ऊपर बर्फ बैठा है. तो ऐसे हम लोग देख सकते हैं, ऐसे ले सकते हैं, यहाँ पे एक बाउंड्री दिखा सकते हैं ऐसे. तो यहाँ पे वाटर है, तो यहाँ पे बर्फ एक पीस है, तो ये ऐसे जो बर्फ है, तो यहाँ पे पूरा डिफरेंट है. तो यहाँ पे जो वाटर और यहाँ पे वाटर और बर्फ आइस का जो कॉम्बिनेशन है, ठीक है, वाटर और आइस का जो कॉम्बिनेशन है, इसका एक सिस्टम बाउंड्री है. तो यहाँ पे आपका बर्फ है, आइस, और ये पे यहाँ पे आपका वाटर है. तो मतलब बाउंड्री कहाँ पे हो गया, बाउंड्री है, ये वाला बाउंड्री है, ये वाला, दिस इज द बाउंड्री, ठीक है, और दिस इज द बाउंड्री, यू कैन से बाउंड्री. तो यहाँ पे आप इसके ऊपर जाएंगे तो आईसी मिलेगा, इसके नीचे आएंगे वाटर है, तो वाटर, इसका नीचे वाटर ही वाटर आएगा. तो यहाँ पे एक जो मतलब सिस्टम जो एक फेज होता है, तो यहाँ पे पूरा का फेज, ये जो फेज है ये आइस फेज है, सॉलिड फेज है. यहाँ पे सॉलिड फेज है, जो आइस होता है ये सॉलिड फेज है, यहाँ पे लिक्विड फेज है. टोटल यहाँ पे लिक्विड फेज है, कोई बर्फ नहीं है नीचे में, ठीक है, इसके नीचे में कोई बर्फ नहीं है और इसके ऊपर में कोई वाटर, लिक्विड वाटर नहीं है। वाटर तो है लेकिन लिक्विड वाटर नहीं है। ठीक, वाटर है लेकिन लिक्विड वाटर नहीं है। तो हम इसको मिटा देते हैं। Now let us discuss degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom. Now this is represented by term F. It is also or number of variables. और हम लोग ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हैं नंबर ऑफ वेरिएबल्स। फ्रीडम का डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम पहले मैंने बोलने से कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा। नंबर ऑफ वेरिएबल अगर हम बोलते हैं तो आपको समझ में आएगा। ठीक है, तो डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम इज डिफाइंड एज द नंबर ऑफ वेरिएबल्स फैक्टर्स such as temperature, pressure and concentration which must be specified in order to define the system completely. Okay, so degrees of freedom is defined as degree of freedom is defined as the number of variables such as temperature, pressure, concentration, which must be specified to define what? To define the system completely. So degrees of freedom or number of variables. Degrees of freedom or number of variables. So it is defined as the number of variables such as temperature, pressure or concentration which must be specified to define the system completely. Okay. Now here variables are pressure, temperature, concentration. Okay. So these are the degrees of freedom. Equal to 1 or 2 or 3 like this. So if it is 1, then it is monovariate. If the degree of freedom is 1, then it is monovariate. Means one variable, so it is monovariate. If it is 2, it is bivariate. If it is 2, it is bivariate. If it is 3, then it is trivariate. If it is 3, trivariate. So variate means number of variables. Okay, variate means number of variables. And if it is 0, then it is invariant. If it is 0, then if number of variable is 0, then it is invariant. And if it is monovariant, it is also known as univariant. It is also known as univariant. Monovariant is also known as univariant. So degrees of freedom is the number of variables. इस कौन सा वेरिएबल है इसके ऊपर. So जितना नंबर वेरिएबल होगा उतना उसका डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम होगा, ठीक है। तो 1 वेरिएबल, what डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम 1, 2 वेरिएबल, डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम 2, if it is 2 then it is bivariate, if it is 3 trivariate, if it is 0 invariant. So these are the degrees of freedom, okay. The water system can be one component system, because it is in all the three phases it has only one component. So what is a one component system? One component system. A one component system is defined as the system which is possible, to express the composition of all three phases, composition of all three phases in terms of one substance, okay. So a one component system is defined as the system which is possible to express the composition of all three phases in terms of one substance. So for example, the example you can take water system. In water system, it is possible to describe all the composition of all the phases by only one component, that is water. Okay. Now we will study the water system. Okay. Now you can ask bicomponent system. So bicomponent system means it is a system in which the number of components is 2. Okay. Now if it is a bicomponent system, in case this is one case, we are going to discuss one component system. If it is a bicomponent system, then the number of phases, number of component is 2. So which can express all the phases of the system in case of bicomponent system. Similarly, the one component system, other examples are sulfur is there for one component system, and bicomponent for bicomponent there are cadmium bismuth is another example for the bicomponent system. So there are different systems. Okay, so the system may be one component system or may be bicomponent system. Now let us discuss water system. The water system consists of 3 phases. The water system consists of 3 phases: solid, liquid, gas. Okay. So number of phases P equal to 3. Number of phases P equal to 3. So from phase rule, F equal to C minus P plus 2. So if we change the take P to the left side, so F plus P equal to C plus. So if we take P to the left side, so it becomes F plus P equal to C plus 2. So if the number of component here, so what is the number of component here? The number of component for water system C equal to 1. So it becomes F plus P equal to C plus 2, that is equal to 1 plus 2, that is equal to 3. So F plus P becomes 3. So from this equation we found F equal to 3 minus F equal to 3 minus P. So we got F equal to 3 minus P as the equation which will be used for the water system. Okay. So now let us discuss the curves. Okay. Now here the different area and different curves are there. So first we will discuss areas. Okay. First we will discuss areas. Areas on the phase diagram of the water systems. Areas of phase diagram of water system. So what are the areas? So the areas under the curve are, so there are three areas. Basically here three areas you see here: A, O, C, then B, O, C, and then A, O, B. So there are three areas. So there are three areas: A, O, B, A, O, C, and B, O, C. AOC represent liquid water. So in this area, so from point A, from this line is this curve A, O and OC. So ये जो एरिया है ये सारा वाटर, यहाँ पे वाटर प्रेजेंट है, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक इस एरिया में वाटर ही है. ठीक है. Then area AOB, it represent AOB vapor phase, वाटर वेपर है, यहाँ पे वाटर वेपर है. देन BOC रिप्रेजेंट आइस. ओके. तो यहाँ पे आइस है. तो ये आपका सॉलिड फेज है, ये आपका सॉलिड फेज है. सो द एरिया एक है AOB, AOC एंड BOC. AOC रिप्रेजेंट लिक्विड वाटर. तो इस एरिया में आपका लिक्विड वाटर है. AOB इस एरिया में आपका वेपर है, AOB. देन BOC इस एरिया में, BOC एरिया में आपका आइस. तो ये एरिया में टोटल आइस ही है. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट विल बी द डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम. डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम in each area. So let AOC. So what will be the degrees of freedom? So now in the AOC represent a liquid water. That means only AOC here. So only phase is, what will be the phase? Phase is water. Phase is water. liquid water. If it is liquid water, then number of phases P is equal to 1. So we have already discussed the degrees of freedom F is equal to 3 minus P. F is equal to 3 minus P for water system. So it will be the degrees of freedom. So 3 minus 1 will be 2. 3 minus 1 will be 2. So degrees of freedom will be 3 minus 1 equal to 2. So what 2 means? It is a bivariant. So it is bivariant. So you write in this way in the exam. That is bivariant. So that means it implies this system, this AOB area, AOC area can be explained by two variables. What are they? Pressure and temperature. Two variable, pressure and temperature. So any point on this AOC area can be explained by its temperature and pressure. Any point can be suppose this point. So it has a temperature point, temperature value, and also a pressure value. So any point on this AOC area can be explained by two variables. Okay. So any point can be explained by two variables. So so this is a bivariant. This is bivariant. Okay. Similarly, other areas are there. AOB and BOC. Already we have explained AOC. So what is the number of phases here? Number of phases here in the AOB, number of phases is also 1. What is that? AOB. It is vapor. For vapor it is 1. क्योंकि यहाँ पे vapor है, तो एक ही phase है इसका vapor phase. So number of phases 1. So what will be the degrees of freedom? 2. So F is for AOB, F will be 2. And also for BOC, what will be number of phase for BOC? So it is same towards AOC. Here in the BOC there is only one phase. Here only one phase is there. So again P is 1 and F is equal to 2. So all the three will have same. So all these are AOB and BOC are bivariant. AOB and BOC are also bivariant. So first we have to write the areas. What are the areas and what are the in these areas what are the composition or what are the phases. So here the phase is vapor, here the phase is liquid, and here phase is solid. Okay. Now we will go to the boundary lines. Now we discuss the boundary lines. So what are the boundary lines in these diagrams? The boundary lines in the diagrams are OB, OA, OC. OB, OA and OC. These are the boundary lines. So the boundary lines are boundary lines. The boundary lines are OB, OC and OA. So there are three boundary lines: OB, OC and OA. So this OB, OC and OA, what this represents? It represents the equilibrium phases. So these boundary lines these boundary lines express the equilibrium phases, express the equilibrium condition, the equilibrium condition between the phases, Okay, what OA express? So you have to write about detail about all the lines. So OA line is called known as vaporization curve. So OA is the vaporization curve. Now it is the equilibrium between liquid water and vapor phase. It is the equilibrium between, this is the equilibrium line between liquid water and vapor phase. So it is the equilibrium line between liquid water and vapor phase. Okay. Now OA. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Liquid water is in equilibrium with the vapor phase. So liquid water and vapor phase exist on the line. So this line OA line, ये लाइन यहाँ पे क्या करता है? दोनों फेजेस इक्विलिब्रियम में है, ठीक है? So that means both phases. So it implies both phases coexist. दोनों एक साथ रहते, coexist मतलब एक साथ रहेगा. तो दोनों phases coexist on the OA line. That means what will be the number of phases? The number of phases on OA. What is the number of phases? P. That will be 2. So number of phases on the line is 2. So number of phases on the line is 2. So we can take phase is 2. So what will be the degrees of freedom? F will be equal to 3 minus P. We know. So already we know F is equal to 3 minus P. Therefore, if how much F will be? F will be 3 minus 2. That will be 1. So it is univariant. So the OA line is univariant. OA line is, so OA line is univariant. So OA line is univariant because here number of phases is 2. So we have degrees of freedom equation. F is equal to 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. So if you put 1, so you will get univariant diagram. Okay. So the OA line is univariant. That means one variable is sufficient to express the OA line. So how? Now this is the OA line. Okay. This is the OA line. So if you have temperature 100 degrees centigrade, then we will reach here. So this the point on the line can be find out. Okay. So on this line, OA line, so only one variable is sufficient. Pressure is not required to find this point. So if we want to know this point, so this point can be known by the temperature only or pressure only. Okay. Any point on the line you can find by the temperature or either by temperature or pressure. So one variable is sufficient to express the line. Similarly, you can write for OB line. So all the line, OA line and OB line, OC line, all are similar condition. So this is the OA line, this is the condition for OA line. For OA line, the OA line is known as the vaporization curve. It is the equilibrium line between the liquid and liquid phase and liquid phase, liquid water and vapor phase. So liquid water is in equilibrium with vapor phase. Now it implies both phases coexist on the OA line, and the number of phases on OA is 2. So therefore degrees of freedom will be 1 and univariant, and so OA line is univariant. So one variable is sufficient to express the line. Okay. Now next let's discuss the other lines. Now OB line. Or line OB, right? Line OB. So line OB is the sublimation curve. It is known as sublimation curve. So above OB is solid phase, ice, and below OB is vapor phase. So above OB is solid phase of water, that is ice, and below AB vapor phase. So here solid phase and vapor phase both coexist on the OB line. So here OB is in equilibrium. OB line is in equilibrium with both the phases. So what are the phases? So this is ice is in equilibrium with vapor phase. So this is solid phase and this is vapor. This is water vapor. So यहाँ पर ice solid phase is in equilibrium with the vapor phase. यहाँ पे इस लाइन पर OB लाइन पर, ठीक है, ये OB लाइन पर दोनों फेज कोएग्जिस्ट करता है. So both solid and vapor phase coexist on OB line. So both solid and vapor phase coexist on OB line. So number of phases becomes 2. So number of phases P equal to 2, and the degrees of freedom F is equal to, you know the equation, F is equal to 3 minus P. F is equal to 3 minus P per water. So यहाँ पे F कितना आएगा? So 3 minus 2, that will be 1. So it will be, so OA line is univariant, and it is it implies it is possible to express the line with one variable. Okay, so it is possible to express the line with one variable. So here you see also, again I will explain you repeatedly. So here OP line is there, it is the OP line. So on this OP line, above it is solid and below it is vapor. ठीक है, तो इस लाइन पर यहाँ पे इस लाइन पर क्या है, यहाँ पे बोथ फेज को एडजस्ट करता है और ये लाइन जो है इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन पे है. तो इससे ये इक्विलिब्रियम किसका इक्विलिब्रियम है, आइस एंड वेपर का इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन है. सो आइस इज इन इक्विलिब्रियम विद द वेपर फेज. सो ऑन दिस ओबी लाइन, सो जैसे दोनों लाइन पे इक्विलिब्रियम हो गया, मतलब और बोथ कोएग्जिस्ट ऑन ओबी लाइन. सो बोथ कोएग्जिस्ट ऑन ओबी लाइन. सो अगर बोथ फेजेस कोएग्जिस्ट करेगा तो नंबर ऑफ फेजेस हो जाएगा 2. अगर बोथ फेजेस कोएग्जिस्ट करेगा तो नंबर ऑफ फेजेस हो जाएगा 2. सो अगर नंबर ऑफ फेजेस 2 हो गया, सो डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम कितना हो जाएगा, 3 - 2 3 - 2 इक्वल टू 1. सो OA लाइन इज यूनिवेरिएंट और मोनोवेरिएंट. से इट implies it is possible to express the line with the one variable. So it is possible to express the line with one variable. So it may be either temperature or pressure. Okay, it may be either temperature or pressure. Now let us go to the line OC. Now OC line, OC is the melting curve. Okay, melting point curve. So on this line, OC line, here it is an equilibrium with the liquid water and ice. So I will write those things. Now line OC. Now line OC is known as melting point curve or freezing point curve. Because below here, if we go below this line, it will freeze to water will freeze to ice. If you again go above this line, it will the ice will melt into water. So either it may be called as melting point curve or freezing point curve. Okay. Now this curve OC. So on OC, on line OC, two phases coexist. That is on OC, the ice phase and the solid phase of water, that is ice, and liquid water phase coexist and are in equilibrium. So on the line ice is in equilibrium with water. So on the line OC, ice is in equilibrium with water. तो यहाँ पे आइस एंड वाटर इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन पे है. यहाँ पे नंबर ऑफ फेज कितना है, तो नंबर ऑफ फेजेस P इज इक्वल टू 2. और डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम क्या होगा, डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम F. So what is the equation, 3 - P, so it will be 3 - 2 equal to 1. So it will be so it is univariant or monovariant. So it is possible to express. It is possible to express the line with one variable, either temperature or pressure. So it is possible. So it is possible to express the line with one variable, either temperature or pressure. Either you can take either temperature. This is temperature. Okay, temperature or pressure So you can use the any. So it is a univariant or monovariant we say. Okay, it is univariant or monovariant. Now next we will go to the another. All the points are all the curves are explained. Another point is there, that is known as your triple point. So we will go to the triple point. Now let us go to the triple point. So now triple point, we will discuss triple point O. So why O is called triple point? Because all the three edges coexist at the triple point O. So here, because this is the meeting point of all three curves. So all the equilibrium line meet here. Okay. So O is the point where all the three equilibrium line meet. All the three equilibrium line meet, and also all the three edges are in equilibrium at point O. So O is the point at which all the three phases are in equilibrium. तो यहाँ पे solid phase equilibrium है with the vapor phase, and ये vapor phase is in equilibrium with the liquid phase. So यहाँ पे solid is in equilibrium with liquid water and vapor. So liquid water, ये solid ice and water vapor. तो यहाँ पे ये तीनों फेज इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन पे है at O. So at point O, all the three phases are in equilibrium. So मैं पहले से डिस्कस किया था. The number of phases is from the beginning, you remember, recall. So I told you that I will explain you. So degrees of freedom for water is 0. Okay, I told you degrees of freedom for water is 0 at a triple point. Okay, now this is the triple point line, triple point. So here, if three phases are in equilibrium, that means three phases coexist. So three phases coexist at O. So यहाँ पे the three phases coexist कर रहे हैं. That means number of phases will be how much? Number of phases how much? So number of phases will be 3. So number of phases will be 3. The number of phases will be 3. So if the number of phases 3, so what will be the degrees of freedom? Degrees of freedom. So degrees of freedom, if is equal to 3 minus 3. So 3 minus 3 equal to 0. So this was the earlier equation which I just started from the beginning, which we have already discussed. So it becomes 0. Okay. So already we have discussed here at this point. So degrees of freedom becomes 0. Okay. So the triple point. So triple point is invariant. Is invariant or non-variant So there is no variable. Okay. So it has no variable. It has no variable. So there is no variable. How? How there is no variable for triple point? So यहाँ पे दोबारा से समझा देते हैं, हमने तो उल्टा दिया है. So at this point here liquid water phase is there at this point. Okay, it is joined here. Then vapor phase is also at this point. Ice phase is at this point. So there are three phases at O. So when there is three phases at point O, so number of phases is equal to P equal to 3 and F is equal to 3 minus P, that is equal to 3 minus 3 equal to 0. So therefore it is non-variant, or there it has no variable. So how it has no variable? How a point has no variable? So here see, there is one triple point in the total system. There is only one triple point in the total water system, and this is fixed. So only one point will come. Triple point only one will come. Okay. So when we vary this, अगर suppose यहाँ पे ये ट्रिपल पॉइंट जो आ रहा है ये 0.0098 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पे आ रहा है. तो अगर हम 0.0097 लेते हैं तो यहाँ पर ये पॉइंट आता है. ठीक है, 0.0097 will come at here. सपोज 0.0097 यहाँ लेफ्ट साइड में आएगा, ये लेफ्ट में यहाँ पर आ जाता है. क्या ये ट्रिपल पॉइंट होगा? नहीं होगा. ये क्या ट्रिपल पॉइंट होगा? नहीं होगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पर ट्रिपल पॉइंट यहाँ पर होगा. तो अगर 0.0097 हो गया तो मतलब ये ट्रिपल पॉइंट नहीं है. अगेन 0.0099 पकड़ लो, 0.009 यहाँ पे आता है थोड़ा सा आगे, तो ये भी ट्रिपल पॉइंट नहीं है, ये आता है OA लाइन पर. सो ये जो मतलब पॉइंट ट्रिपल पॉइंट है, एक ही पॉइंट आता है और यहाँ पर एक ही चीज, मतलब एक बड़ा सा चीज होता है, यहाँ पे तीन फेजेस, थ्री फेजेस वो एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, मतलब एक साथ रहते हैं. मतलब आप वहाँ पे किसी को डिस्टिंग्विश नहीं कर पाएंगे सॉलिड लिक्विड गैस. तो यहाँ पे आप लोग हर फेज मिलेगा. ठीक है, सॉलिड फेज में लिक्विड कुछ है, कुछ चीज जो है सॉलिड फेज में रहेगा, गैसेस फेज और वेपर फेज में रहेगा, और लिक्विड फेज में भी रहेगा. तो इसलिए इसको बोलते हैं ट्रिपल पॉइंट, और इसका कोई वेरिएबल नहीं है. तो अगर प्रेशर अगर उसका चेंज करेंगे तो चेंज हो जाएगा, अगर आप कंसंट्रेशन चेंज करते हैं तो भी चेंज हो जाएगा. सो कोई भी वेरिएबल यहाँ पे ट्रिपल पॉइंट फिक्स रहता है. ठीक है, सो एनी चेंज इन द वेरिएबल विल चेंज द कंडीशन. So are you clear to about triple point? Now we will discuss the metastable curve. Now metastable curve OA dash. So this is your OA dash. You see here OA dash. Okay. So OA dash is the called as the metastable curve. It's known as metastable curve. Now if we draw OA below point O, if we extend OA line below point O, triple point O, then we get OA dash. So if we draw this line and extend this line to will get an the y dash line. So on this y dash line, what happens? On y dash line, although it is in solid phase, but the water remains in supercooled state. Now on the y dash line, the water is not in solid phase, but in liquid phase, but and the liquid is supercooled. The liquid is supercooled liquid. So on the y line, the water is not in solid phase. यहाँ पे जो y dash line है, यहाँ पे y dash line पर the water is not in liquid, not in solid phase. तो y dash line जो है, यहाँ पे जो water है, ये solid phase में नहीं है, but it is in a liquid phase. But this liquid is a super cooled liquid. Okay, super cooled liquid. So ये जो मतलब इसका जो टेम्परेचर बहुत कम गया है, लेकिन ये सुपर कूल्ड कंडीशन में, बट अभी तक ये सॉलिड में नहीं कन्वर्ट नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है. तो ये जो इसका जो स्टेज है, इट इज इन बिटवीन, इसी कभी भी हो सकता है, एट एनी मोमेंट इट विल चेंज. सो इट इज मेटास्टेबल. नो, इट इज दैट मीन्स दिस स्टेज इज नॉट स्टेबल. इट इज नॉट अ स्टेबल कंडीशन. सो इट इज एन अनस्टेबल कंडीशन. सो दिस सुपर कूल्ड लिक्विड, this super cooled liquid is unstable. So this super cooled liquid is unstable and can be changed into solid at any moment. So therefore it is a metastable. So it is under metastable. It is a metastable stage. So y dash line is a metastable curve because at any moment it can be converted into solid. Okay, so this is about the different lines on the phase diagram of water systems and all the areas. So you can already I have given you the note, and also so you can take the note for the exam. So now we will discuss critical points. So there are three critical points: A, B, C. A, B, and C. So critical point A, B, C. So A, B, C are called the critical point because above this point, we cannot distinguish the phases. Here you see. तो यहाँ तक तो हम लोग को पता चल गया ये लिक्विड फेज है, यहाँ तक तो हम लोग को पता चल गया ये वेपर फेज है, लेकिन यहाँ पर पता नहीं चलता है कि यहाँ पे कौन सा फेज है. ठीक है. तो ये यहाँ पे हम लोग नहीं बता सकते कि ये लिक्विड फेज में है, इस जगह पे हम लोग नहीं बता सकते ये लिक्विड फेज में है या फिर वेपर फेज में है. सिमिलरली यहाँ पर भी नहीं बता सकते ये कौन सा फेज है. So it is beyond C. So if you go beyond C, you cannot say whether it is solid phase or in water phase. Similarly here, if we go beyond point B, okay, if we go point B, you cannot say whether it is a solid phase or in vapor phase. So these are the called critical points. So critical points are the A, B, C. So A, B, C critical point A, B, C. So these are the points beyond which we cannot distinguish between the edges. For example, beyond you can take an example. So beyond point A, we cannot distinguish the phase, solid phase. No, we cannot distinguish the phases. That is, we cannot say whether there is liquid phase or vapor phase, liquid phase or vapor phase. So beyond point A, we cannot say whether it is liquid phase or vapor phase. Similarly for B. So for A also, so BC points are also the critical points beyond which there is no difference between the the point, also the critical point beyond which there is no difference between the solid and vapor phase. Similarly, point C. From C point is also a critical point beyond which there is no difference between solid phase and liquid phase. Solid phase and liquid phase. This is the end point. So beyond which there is no phase distinction. So these are called the critical points. So अब हम लोग सारा चीज़ डिस्कस कर चुके हैं और आप लोग इसका नोट बनाइए और एग्जाम में एग्जाम के लिए अच्छे से तैयार कीजिए. सो ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द एग्जाम. सो अभी तक आप लोग अगर मेरा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए और लाइक भी कीजिए और शेयर भी कीजिए. ओके, थैंक यू. ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर एग्जाम.